What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Wnba Dfs here to bring you a WNBA slate breakdown for the four. We got 4 games finally in the W. As you guys know, those who actually watch the sport, it is not too often that we get 4 games, 3 game slates, things like that. But when we do, we have to be happy because it makes the prize pool go up. So we got 20K up to first over here on DraftKings. So, you know, your boy had to hop on real quick and break this down for you guys. If you guys new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any of the content your boy drops over here on the channel. And drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos, content, anything that I give you guys helps you guys win some money. If you guys are looking for my player pool, my cores, all those things like that, you can check that out in the link down below for the Patreon. As you guys can see, this was my core for last night. I went with Kelsey Mitchell, Brianna Jones, Satu Sabally. Bree Jones actually was pretty good. She definitely got there, was balling out in the first half. Kind of slowed down in the second half, had me a little bit worried for her right there, but came through. And then of course, right below my core, you will get the player pool, which I go ahead. Typically, it is listed by the studs. Then I go down to the mid-tier options, and then I'll give you the values. And sometimes I'll go ahead and I'll put some notes in for those who don't watch the video, so you guys can see these things like that. My boy Jay, he posted some decent cores and stuff up here for you guys. Only one that missed on this one, I want to say, was Caitlin Clark. I'm pretty sure she did not go out there and hit those threes, just simply because she got in foul trouble. And it was a very interesting game. It really kind of sucked for Clark. 0 of 5 from 3. Atlanta really does defend her actually pretty decently, pretty well. Was very aggressive. Looked like her and Ryan for a minute where we're going to get into it. And honestly, after that foul between her and Ryan, a little dust up, they started to officiate the game really tight. And I can't blame her for not necessarily getting there, but she scrounged together some good stuff. But as always, besides myself, you got my boy Jay, who posts some stuff over here. My boy BK, he gives you a full breakdown. So if you don't get to watch what I sit here and do with these videos, this breakdown, give you a little bit of nuggets and stuff like that, BK actually goes through game by game, gives you a full breakdown, give you some stats, some history, things like that that you can definitely check out. But then he also gives you a player pool as well. So if I ever miss, my boy BK guys me covered over here with the No Days Off family. So you guys can definitely get that as well. So definitely check that out. And then of course, BK, he also posts his sports bets and plays. And for the first time this season, I went ahead and I listed some plays myself as well. Unfortunately, the blowouts for tonight, well, which primarily blowout was in the New York taking on Chicago. The blowout in that one really kind of killed a little bit of the momentum that I had going. Jonquel Jones, I got to put an X up here for her, but Jonquel and Sabrina, they didn't have to play the fourth. It sucked, but we got blowout run from Cloud, which really technically kind of helped. Brittany Griner picked up a bunch of fouls. She had 5 fouls, and then they sat her pretty much the whole fourth. So, and she honestly wasn't doing anything. Just the fouls, the ticky-tackiness was killing her. JJ, like I said, she was on track, but then of course game blew out. So you don't need Jay to be out there to do anything like that. And then Ryan, she just hooked on those threes. The shot attempts, they were there. So I won't stop playing that right there. 3 of 7 from 3. Wish she would have got like maybe 2 or 3 more threes up. She definitely could have hit that. Alicia Gray sucks in regards to her, over 5 from 3. But hey, that is the nature. That is the game that we sit here, we watch. And if you're a fan of the WNBA, then you understand there's going to be many highs. There's going to be many lows. But we're getting to watch ball, and we're getting to watch women who play passionately with this right here. Speaking of passionate, Chicago Sky, y'all are on the clock. Y'all got to figure this thing out. Y'all had so much time off. There's no reason why there was not a solid game plan going into this matchup versus New York Liberty. There was not a solid game plan. I did not see one at all whatsoever when it came down to it. Ariel Atkins, I'm glad that she actually saw 8 shot attempts, but she has to be more aggressive, man. And then Angel Reese, first time in her small, short career, she had the 12 rebounds, but the scoring, she didn't get that. And luckily, she went 2 of 6 from 3. So definitely something to worry about a little bit over here with Chicago Sky, what they got going on. This double big kind of isn't working so far this season. Again, early in the season, I'm not going to do them like that. I'm going to wait. Same thing like with my Dallas Wings. They're going to figure it out. Hopefully they figure it out. But with all the time that you have off, they should have figured out something coming into this matchup versus New York. You knew who you were playing. Unfortunately, RotoWire is not going to show me who's in and out, but I believe I can actually do that over here on ESPN because it'll give me a miniature injury report that we can actually look to. So I'll just go game by game over here on ESPN since I am recording this early. You guys are getting this early. I got some stuff to do in the morning, and I will not be able to get my video recorded in the morning. Luckily, it's one game that starts at 6:30. And WNBA, you want more eyes on the sport. You should not have 3 games. It's a 4-game slate. 3 games should not start at the same time. You should stagger the games, or 2 games should have been early, 2 games should have been late. Something. There's no reason why we now have to choose between watching what will probably be a blowout, the Connecticut Sun taking on the Lynx, because the Lynx are going to win this game. There's no reason why the Lynx should not. But now I got to decide, do I want to watch Kiki versus Asia? Or do I want to watch the rematch between Golden State versus LA? Or do I want to watch the rematch between Phoenix and Seattle? The Las Vegas Aces in Washington probably going to get their asses whooped in that game. Probably. Just maybe. But I shouldn't have to make that decision, man. That's really messed up to me, in my opinion, in my eyes. But injury report over here for the Connecticut Sun. Anisha Morrow, she's a game time decision. Possible we finally get to see her make her debut. Sucks it is going to be versus the Lynx, which should be a tough matchup for her. But watching Morrow play in college, possibly not going. It could possibly be a good matchup for her because she's a dog. But I would imagine she might be on some type of minutes limit or something like that for her. Who knows? It will be her first game of the season. They've already played 2 games. Down here for the Minnesota Lynx, Alana Smith, she's been listed as game time decision for the last couple games. She's going to continue to be listed as game time decision. Minutes should continue to tick up for her right here as well. And then Kayla McBride is still not with the team. For the Las Vegas Aces, taking on the Washington Mystics, Shakira Austin, she's already been listed out due to a concussion, so we don't have to worry about that. Georgia Moore, we know that she's a game time decision as well. And then Leah Edwards, she's going to be out as well. I'm pretty sure that Georgia Moore she should be out because I'm pretty sure she's out for the season, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why ESPN has game time decision. That is weird. Down here for the Las Vegas Aces, same news that we've had. There are 2 players that are going to be out, but nothing's going to change anywhere over there for them. For the Golden State Valkyries, Tiffany Hayes is expected to be out. She has a broken nose, if I'm not mistaken. Monique Billings is a game time decision, and Zan Lassini is listed as out. For the Sparks, Rakia Jackson looks like she's going to be out again. Ray Burrell, she's out, and Cameron Brinks is still out as well. And then the last game on the slate, the Phoenix taking on the Seattle Storm. Natasha Mack, she's still listed out. Kalia Copper's out. Kayla Samuelson, she's a game time. She's out. Kayla Samuelson is out. The ESPN, y'all got to fix this. I don't know why this is like that, but Kayla Samuelson is out. She is not playing this season. And then Monique, she's a game time decision. That's definitely something I want to check up on and see what the heck's going on over here with that. She's probable for Friday's game against the Storm. That's all I got right there, that she's probable. So she more than likely will be in. We'll see in regards to that. But there's decent value all over the place in regards to the slate. So hopefully we get that value, of course, before stuff pops off. Billings is a game time decision due to a right ankle injury. So possible that we might see Billings get sat. There's a ton of value over there to me personally on the slate that we can get from the Golden State Valkyrie and kind of goes hand in hand with the matchup and everything. I do like some of the value that's going to be over there. So starting out, we got Connecticut Suns taking the Minnesota Lynx. We already know, again, it is a 2-woman show over here. Tina Charles, Marina Mayberry. If Murrow is able to go and she's going to be able to play, it'll be interesting. We know she's been out with that knee for the last couple of games. I would imagine she would come in with with a minute limit, and I would imagine that she would be playing off the bench. Wouldn't imagine for her to start. With her being there, 7,500, of course, that's still a little bit too much to pay for her. I would like to see how she looks out there with them. Now, with that being said, Olivia Nelson-Adota, of course, she's starting. That might eat into some of her minutes, or 0-0 could probably get herself into foul trouble out here trying to deal with Fee, Shepard, Alana Smith, those things like that on the opposite side. But I will say Tina Charles 10-5. If you think the game can somewhat be close, I'm gonna be very honest. I'm looking to fade the first game. I actually like the last 3 games. That's where a lot of my first build has focused on. I'm not too interested in this first game at all. Just the matchup itself. It's the Lynx. If I was to take anything, it would be coming from the Lynx side, not necessarily on the Connecticut side. They are one of the bottom teams in the league, and they're going to be that way for a reason. If we're going to focus on anything, definitely Tina Charles, Marina Mayberry as the main studs that you want to get to over here. The matchup for either one of them, Tina, she should be able to do some work going up against Lana. You know, she's actually a vet. She has the body to be able to deal with that right there. And then even if they put Shepherds in there, Tina Charles should still be able to go out there and get that. Just got to hope that she's going to be rebounding, things of that nature. Olivia Nelson-Adota, 6,500. I think there's some definitely better value, and I would rather spend up for some other forwards instead of paying for 0-0, but she is a decent spot that we can get to. Now, some other value that we could actually take from the side, that's going to be Sanaya Rivers and Bria Hartley. Sanaya Rivers in her first game, 25 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field, went out there, brought her defensive tenacity that she has. If the game blows out, I would imagine we're going to see Sanaya Rivers out there still on the court. She's definitely going to be a player that will make my value pool in regards to value plays that we can get. Same thing for Bria Hartley. 3,900. Looks like the price has come down just a little bit. 18.5 fantasy points in that second game. Still seeing north of 15 minutes, which is what I look to for the players that are 5.5K and below. If they're playing the leagues right around the 15 minutes and above, what's their fantasy point per minute averages and stuff like that. And Bria Hartley, she checks those boxes right there. Even if the game blows out, I would imagine that we could still see some run from her. She will be a spark plug off the bench for them if they are looking for some reliable scoring and things of that nature. So I don't mind taking a stab at Bria Hartley if you're looking for value to get from the Connecticut side. Everyone else over here, I'm not really too interested in anyone else. Sheldon, not looking there. Lindsay Allen, she's not going to do anything but really get you those peripherals. And Connecticut's just a dumpster fire, man. On the flip side of things, the Minnesota Lynx, fee is fee, 12.5. You definitely have to decide, am I going to play up for fee? Who's going to be in a blowout versus Connecticut Suns? Or do I pay up for Asia versus Washington, where she should have no resistance and Asia's usage? Yes, she has Jackie Young out there to contend with in regards to, hey, what is Asia going to actually be able to do? And then, of course, the new piece in Jewel Lloyd. But I don't mind. I do think that there will be an argument to be made. I think the field will flock to Asia, because when you look at it, Asia's price is 12.2, a little bit cheaper than fee. Fee is super expensive. The field should flock to for a fact to Asia. Fee could be low owned, and if you get fee, which we know her usage is high, 37 minutes versus Dallas. Granted, the game ended up actually being closer than what the minutes will show in regards to her. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, 2 steals, 46 fantasy points. I don't mind it as a GPP pivot off of Asia, because I do feel like Asia will be the higher owned. Unfortunately, I don't have my ownership projections yet because everything's brand new right now. It's a brand new slate. So I wouldn't mind going 2 fee right there. Courtney Williams, 9,800. I do think that maybe instead we should be looking towards the Skylar Diggins-Smith, who is underpriced, going up against the Phoenix Mercury, or Sykes would be another one. Kelsey Plum, I'd rather pay up for that, but another GP pivot right there you can get to. I do like her assist once again. This should be a decent spot for her going up against a team that should honestly just be no resistance out there for them. Outside of that, Alana Smith, Shepard, both of them, they're splitting the minutes. Not really too interested in taking either or. If you think that Heidemann Lightning can strike twice, you could definitely mess with that right there. But again, it's not too much like. If I'm taking anything from the Minnesota side, it would be a fee as a GPP pivot option for me currently as it stands. All right, Washington Mystics taking on the Las Vegas Aces. I already talked on it a little bit, but Brittany Sykes, 10-4. And 10-4 for a reason. She's out there. She's pretty much doing everything. She is literally saying, hey, get on my back. I got you. I'm carrying the team. And rightfully so. They're 2-1. They're playing some pretty tough games. They're playing it pretty close out there as well. But when we look at the schedule, they play Golden State, a new team, which, Connecticut Sun, again, Atlanta would be their only true team that they played that I could see as being a tougher team. Pretty good defense that they should have out there for Atlanta. And they're not the Aces. But everything that Sykes going to be able to go out here and do, she should be dealing more likely with Jackie Young defense. Besides Jackie Young, you're going to get a little bit of Chelsea Gray, but she should be definitely faster, more twitchier than Chelsea Gray. 10-4 makes for a decent option up here. But again, at that price, I would rather look towards Kelsey Plum in a perfect matchup going up against the Golden State Valkyries. Instead, definitely someone that would be a stud that you could possibly look to. Citron, 8,700, price a little bit too much for me. I would much rather just come down here to Jade Melbourne, who looks really good. Played a ton of minutes in the last game. The minutes are slowly ticking up, and I really do see her taking over from Suge Sutton and going ahead and sliding her into the starting lineup. She's making very well when she's out on the field. And then if the scoring just comes along, she's really just doing it all for us. 5K, cheap. Again, like I said, 5.5 and below. Look at those players right there. This is a thing that you can do as you continue throughout the season. If I don't do a video or something like that, look at the 5.5 and below players. Who's playing at least 15 minutes? Make your list of those 15-minute players right there. Now look at what they're averaging in regards to their fantasy score and stuff. Look at the matchup. Whether or not if they're off the bench. If they're off the bench, you definitely want to make sure they're playing at least 15 minutes. And that's one of those things right now that we're seeing from Jade Melbourne. She's still just a little bit too cheap. She honestly should be closer up towards, I say, 5.7. 5.8. So I will definitely take that value right there for Jade. I like that for her. Sutton, Dolson, Shakira Austin, with her being out, we're just going to end up seeing Emily Inkster get more minutes right here. Definitely you can mess with Emily Inkster. The game blows out. I would imagine that she would be out there depending on if Kiki gets herself into foul trouble, which I imagine Kiki might pick up those ticky-tacky fouls like what she has in those first 2 games. For her, because you're going up against a dominant big and Asia Wilson. And I imagine that she will draw the Asia Wilson matchup, because I'm not putting Dolson on Asia. I am not putting Dolson on Asia at all whatsoever. That's crazy to me. But Kiki's been producing a double-double so far in her last 2 games. I do like the upside for rebounding wise. If she can go out there and fight for the rebounds, just got to hope she doesn't pick up the fouls. That's more of a prop play that I would be interested in. Not necessarily looking to her for anything in regards to fantasy points and stuff like that. 7,800. She would be a pivot if you want to get off of someone like Gabby Williams, who's priced right around in that same range, or again, like I said, some of the bigs and the fours that we have in the Golden State Valkyrie game, or Azurite Stevens, things like that. That's where I would look to maybe pivoting towards Kiki, not necessarily something that sticks out. Again, this could be Sykes and Jade Melbourne, just easy value right there to get to Jade. Everyone else, not really too interested. Las Vegas Aces, it's Asia Wilson. I really don't have the same thing about it. It's Asia. It's Asia. It's Asia, bro. Just look at it. So far in and this is even with Jewel Lloyd popping off versus Connecticut. 29 minutes, she still dropped a double-double. 22 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 4 assists, 10 points. I imagine with Kiki being out there trying to get those shots off and stuff, Asia might finish this game with at least 2 to 3 blocks in this game as well. We know the scoring is going to be there for her. She's going to go out there and at least get you about 20. You know Asia is safe for 20. Like, that's her floor. That's what we get. So I see no need to get funky, funny, or anything like that for her. I'll take Asia all day, every day, and twice on a Sunday. Jackie Young, that's where you can make a pivot to. Jackie popped off in that last game. Kind of got it going. In regards to when I said popped off, she looked much better. It didn't take her 2 quarters to go ahead and, well, not 2 quarters, 2 halves to go ahead and figure it out. And the only reason why she only gave us this 22.25 fantasy point outing was she played 24 minutes in that game. I'm not going to worry about that at all whatsoever. Hopefully more shots will flow her way instead of Jewel Lloyd. Jewel, I'm not going to chase that right there. As you can see, very much scored and reliant for her to actually get there. She's always kind of been that way since she's not the de facto point guard, so I'm not even looking that direction. Chelsea Gray, 8,300, a little bit too much for me to even want to play that. And honestly, everyone else over here on this team, I have no interest in playing any of them at all whatsoever, outside of Asia Wilson and a sprinkle of Jackie Young or Jewel Lloyd. Like, nothing else is too interesting over there on that side whatsoever for me. Going on over to the Phoenix Mercury taking on Seattle. We literally saw this game for them. This was their first game of the season for both these teams. For the Phoenix Sun, Phoenix Mercury, we already know it's going to be Satu. It's going to be AT. Like, that's the 1-2 punch over here. That's what we will expect for them. We do need to know the status of Makani, for her. She played much better in that second game versus the Sparks. 24 minutes, gave us 19.5 fantasy points. As long as she's good to go, it says that she's listed as probable, dealing with a left knee issue, though she's like to suit up for Friday. If she was to miss, then I would imagine maybe we could look towards Lacasa, I believe I'm saying it right. Lacasa, who played 23 minutes in that game, 22.75 fantasy points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 9 points, 2 steals. Not going to expect the stocks to be there for her, but as a value play option that we can possibly get to, you're telling me she can go out here and play roughly about 20-ish minutes for him. I'm not going to say, hey, she's going to take over as a starting point. Now, if they were to start her, definitely all eyes on that, like turning my head in regards to that value that we could possibly get right there. Definitely would be would look towards that direction. That possibly could get me off of looking at Jay Melbourne, because I would much rather play starting. Now, if they start Jay Melbourne, I'm flocking over to Jade. I don't even care. But Lacasa, that would be one that you definitely should keep your eye on as possibilities. You can get to Kalani Brown, 4,400. If you end up needing a value big, you want to come down off of Olivia Nelson-Adota. You know that Kalani, she's going to be out there. She's going to get the minutes. Hopefully, she can actually produce and still get us roughly around close to that 15 fantasy point range. I don't mind that at all for her. But, you know, they are going to go ahead and start West Bell. She's going to be out there. If she can continue to knock down her threes like what she's been in her first 2 games, she definitely has some upside. 19 fantasy points is what she's been able to give us so far. Definitely something we can consider. I'm not really looking towards Sammy Whitcomb, one of those GPP options, definitely. Played 28 minutes, only 1 of 7 from the field. Eventually, Sammy is going to knock down shots. That's when you want, well, you want to make sure you get her at the right moment. When she starts knocking down those shots, and nobody's going to play her that day when she starts knocking down those shots. Yeah, like, that's going to be real. Nobody's going to be playing her. Now, this is a rematch going up against a former team again. So I definitely can see the narrative. If we want to go there for that, you could definitely look towards going in that direction. But I'm not going to chase that. 5,700, you're much higher than the like Lacasa that I can get to. You're much higher than Jade Melbourne and things like that. I'd rather look in that direction if I want to go ahead and get the value instead over that right there. Outside of that, not really looking at anyone else over here. I mean, we can consider Healed. She played 13 minutes only in that second game. I do believe that is actually due to the fact that Lacasa, I really do hope I'm saying this right, Lacasa was actually there and back and able to play. because as we can see, she played 23 minutes, and to me, she played pretty well in those minutes in that time. Honestly, whoever's able to nail down like the right value, because there is definitely a pay up at the forward, is how I kind of feel for today. Now, when you got a forward heavy slate, one of the best things to do is definitely to figure out, okay, what two guards can actually match what the forwards do. If you guys haven't realized this already and you're new to the WNBA, it's a forward-driven, forward-heavy league. That's just how it is in W. It sucks, but it is what it is, and that's typically why we end up paying up for our forwards. On the Seattle Storm side, everyone to me is kind of underpriced, especially the main players. Nneka, 9,700, went out there versus my Dallas Wings, 35 minutes, 54.5 fantasy points, dominated and killed us, was doing everything out there. 18 motherfucking rebounds, man. 18 rebounds. That's fucking crazy. 23 actual points, 2 steals, 3 assists. I'm not going to expect another 18 rebound game from her, especially when you're going up against the likes of AT, who will fight you for those boards and stuff like that. But definitely looking for her for a bounce back. She picked up a ton of ticky-tacky fouls in the first half of that game versus the Phoenix Mercury, and I think that threw her off pretty much for the whole game out there. Only took 10 shots in that game as well, but I do like her upside. Definitely wouldn't mind getting towards Nneka if you can get there. 9,700. She should be priced up in that 10.5 range. Like some of the other forwards on today's slate. Scott Lingsmith, 9,200. She looks as the definition of consistency. 30 plus fantasy points in both of her games so far in the season. And if no one else is getting it going, you already know Skylar, she will go ahead and she'll figure it out, and she will just do what she got to do. She don't even give a damn. She's going to do. She's going to do the do for you out there. Ezzy, still waiting for Ezzy to have that big pop game. It's kind of hard whenever you got Gabby, who is actually playing and back this season, to really be able to leave that mark, because now to me, the pecking order, when I look at it, Nneka is the best player on this team. Still, as old as she is and as great as she is, I see Nneka as the best player. But it looks like the pecking order is going to be SDS, Nneka, Gabby, then Ezzy. That's how it looks like it shakes out. And it really kind of sucks because Ezzy, she's a great player. The only shit is that sometimes she looks like Cardoso out there to me, where she's missing the easiest lay-ins or missing wide open threes and stuff like that. And it just makes me want to pull what little hair I have in my head out. But Ezzy, 8K, I can say that I really don't want to pay that. I would much rather get down here to Gabby Williams, 7,600. We know Gabby is a stat sheet stuffer, and what she can do on the defensive side, chef's kiss. The thing in that first game versus the Phoenix Mercury, she cooked in the first half. Was one of the only consistent ones between her and SDS were cooking in that first half. Nneka, Ezzy didn't have it going. Second half, Gabby fell off a cliff. I would hope that we don't see that drop this time in this game. 7,600. Just dropped 40.25 versus my Dallas Wings. I like her here, especially if she can go ahead and continue to do what she's doing on the stock side. Go ahead and still get me those playmaking assists and stuff like that. Love it. She is a stat sheet stuffer, and we're going to continue to see that throughout the season. Like the upside for Gabby Williams at a 7,600 price tag. I don't mind that, especially if you want to get a piece of the Seattle side over here for you. Now, outside of that, I'm not really looking towards anyone off the bench except for Lee. Like, she's the only other one I would take off the bench. We know Lee should play roughly, depending on if anyone gets in foul trouble, Lee's going to at least play about 13, maybe 15 minutes. Like, that's why she's the bare cutoff for me in regards to value that I look to. And that 3K price tag, it's not bad. I could look there. But Clark, she's out there. She's starting. I don't see a need necessarily go there, especially at 5,300. No. Erica Wheeler, just send me your money if you're doing that. If you're playing Erica Wheeler, just send me the money. Just send it to me. Don't even do it to yourself. Now, go to State Valkyrie. Some stuff is going to shake up. Tiffany Hayes, I want to say she's out with that broken nose, right? Yep, no, she's been ruled out for Friday's game. She's saying no injury. I'm pretty sure it was broken. Like, she was gushing out there. Now, Tiffany Hayes is going to be out. We saw they started Van Loo in the second half for Tip. Van Loo went out there and played like ass, played like shit. Because of that, we actually got to see, besides Salon being back, actually getting to make her debut, and she went out there, she played a nice whopping 28 minutes. Her usage to me looked like it was sky high while she was out there. Like, every single time down the court, she was touching the ball. The usage, and it looks like they want to play through her. I like it. Like, definitely like her as a value option, 4,500. I like that. Kate Martin, she's not really showing me anything whatsoever so far in her time being out there. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. But Liette, Carla, 21 minutes. And I feel like she was the main benefactor to the fact that Van Loo was playing like shit. 10 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 4 personal fouls. All right, whatever. 3-point shooter. I imagine this will be another shootout with the Sparks, because you got two of the teams that like to shoot a shit ton of threes. And get on soapbox for a second. The Golden State Valkyrie are taking the Golden State part to heart. They shoot a ton of threes, a ton. Go back and look at their games if you have not watched a Golden State Valkyrie game. They are legit jacking them things. And it's crazy how many I'm seeing them take. But I do like the possibility. If she gets the start, that's instant value right there to me. Like, there's several players that I'm going to be paying attention to. That's kind of why I'm so back heavy and not really paying attention to this first game, because there's pieces. Now, I probably will do 2 lines tomorrow. One where I fade Asia and probably play Fee, because right now that's what I'm leaning down towards doing. Fee has that pop-off game, does better than Asia, and you get a low ownership, that's going to pop. And then depending on who actually gets to start over here for Hayes being out, that'll be good. But either way, Solange, she makes a really great value option right here at the 4 position. 16 fantasy points, but the minutes are there. The shot attempts are there. And if she can actually play make a little bit, they did blow a couple of her assists that she could have had in that game. I don't mind the upside. Van Loo, if you want to go there, 5,900, I would much rather play Melbourne. Would much rather. Only reason why she got here in that game was because Homie was able to actually knock down 5 of 11 from her 3. Van Loo is very much a streaky shooter. I'm not going to chase that at all. Outside of that, Tabitha Minley, I would definitely mess with that go there, especially if Billings was to be out. We're going to see a pretty solid, I would imagine, in regards to the minute and rotations for Thornton. In fact, Bentley, long as Thornton keep himself out of foul trouble, because that's going to be some more minutes to go around with Billings being out. We probably could see a tighter rotation, and that would honestly just boost Solange's minutes as well, being she's kind of playing that 3 spot for them, and she looks like she can slide out to the 4. But Los Angeles Spark size, Kelsey Plum, 10-8. I love it. I love it. Plum usage sky high over here for this team, 59, 30, and 41 fantasy points. Just dropped 59.5 fantasy points versus Golden State Valkyrie. Playing at the crib. Definitely do like the upside for her. She's taking all the shots. She's actually playmaking, doing quite a lot of good things over here for them. I like the upside and definitely will be going right back there to her. Derek Hamby, if Billings is going to be out, definitely will be a okay matchup for her. 10-6. I will say that I would much rather just go ahead and play for my Sacho Sabli, my Alyssa Thomas, things like that, versus trying to go ahead and try to play Hamby at that price tag. Even with Rakia Jackson being out, I would much rather just drop down to Asbury Stevens, who saw a boost in that last game. Went out there 2 of 4 from 3, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 17 rebounds versus the Phoenix Mercury. 17. If you think them rebounds is crazy, my girl NECA might go out here and have another 18 rebound game. That's all I'm saying. But Asbury Stevens, 8,800. I like that. The upside shouldn't actually be bad of her right here. Odyssey Sims, 7,700. I just think that's a bit too much, honestly, to pay for her. I'm not too interested in getting there for that price. Outside of that, I am not truly interested in anyone else over here on the Sparks. Yeah, if you guys play this back, you pretty much got the player pool for me from me right here with that. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll do a actual video. Is almost gone 30 minutes. Damn. I was going to do a mock lineup, but I'm not going to do it. I've definitely gone just a little bit too long right here on this video. All right, so I said I wasn't going to do it, but I ended up doing it real quick. Kelsey Plum as your guard, Fee, NECA, Salon, that right there gives you 6,200. You go ahead and plug another value right here in the guard position. You're pretty much set in regards to what you can do right here at this this spot right here. Definitely do like this as a mock lineup for you guys to go ahead and chase and follow and do with what your heart desires. Good luck to everybody. Hopefully you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content. Look for my stuff. Remember, check the links down in the description below for the Patreon or the YouTube membership tab. Good luck to everybody. Hopefully you guys were able to cash out too. It's Friday. Peace.